Last time on Trusted Renovations, septic solutions with Mr. Reuter. They did the dirty work to update and stabilize the home's waste system. And Trusted Toolbox made the guest bath more private. Plus, all Four Seasons garage doors gave the Trusted Renovations home a new look. Today on Trusted Renovations, fabulous flooring. Our Trusted Renovations crew installs new hardwoods and updates existing floors in Jennifer's home. And Jennifer makes some tough decisions on paint colors throughout her house. Plus, the home's duct system gets a cleaning for the first time in 50 years. If you're looking to renovate your home, we have the research solutions for you.
This is the story of Jennifer and John. It's our story, turning this 1970s brick ranch into a 21st century home. 25 projects, 25 contractors, top companies creating a total renovation. It's shingles to foundation, plumbing to pool. It's a classic and stylish transformation, and you get to see the actual costs. This is Trusted Renovation.
Welcome, everyone, to Trusted Renovations. I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Gina Townsend.
Maybe you're in the market to renovate your home, but you can't afford to upgrade all at once. One project that is sure to bring a great return on your investment is hardwood flooring.
That's right. The beautiful thing about a hardwood project is it can be as big or as small as you'd like.
Now, Jennifer wanted to remove the carpets in part of her house and replace it with hardwoods. Gina, what things should homeowners be mindful of when they start this project?
Well, if they already have hardwoods in their home, extending hardwoods is not such a big deal. Typically, most people will add hardwood floors in their hallway. Think about that. That's the main common connector between all the different rooms. And it's typically where the kids run up and down, the animals travel up and down. So when people look at dirty floors, the carpet in the hall tends to be the thing that looks the worst and makes them want to change their floors. So if they add hardwood floors there, that's a huge return on investment. It keeps continuity throughout the rest of the house.
Is it tricky mixing old wood with new?
Absolutely it is. So you need to know the species of wood that you're dealing with. Most houses have sand and finish type unfinished hardwood flooring in their homes. It can be red or white oak. Most common is red. It depends on the years and the decades in which the house was built. But you want to make sure you get the right species of wood. 2 1/4 wide, 3 1/4 wide. Now 5 inches, the big thing. So you want to make sure you get the right width and height on the hardwood.
Does some hardwood have higher resale value than others?
Sure, absolutely. A solid hardwood flooring has the best return on investment because it can be sanded and refinished between color changes or homeowners, depending on what you have. Those will be able to be sanded multiple times to change color or sheen or whatever the homeowner would like.
What do you suggest for homeowners on a tight budget?
Well, on a tight budget, you probably want to add hardwoods to common areas. So if you love the look of hardwood, but you can't really afford to do it everywhere, do a hallway, do a foyer, maybe do the family room. Leave carpet in the other areas. That way you can replace that carpet as need be and not as a whole house of flooring.
That's some great information for homeowners considering hardwoods. Now let's take a look at what your team did for Jennifer's home.
In Jennifer's home, we resanded and finished the hardwoods in her kitchen and hallways. We also removed the carpets in her dining room and put in new hardwoods there. With all these new installations, we want to make sure we do everything we can to create great new floors. That starts with your subfloors. That's right, good-looking floors aren't enough. They must be 100% structurally sound. Think about it. We hate squeaky floors. If your floor is squeaking, remember, down and up. Fasten it down and tighten it up. The next step is a vapor barrier. Watch as we put that between the subfloor and the actual wood. I tell this to every one of my clients. Moisture is the #1 enemy of hardwood floors. Now that you've done all of that on top of the subfloor and the vapor barrier, it's time to install the wood. But with the hardwood floors, you have these little gaps everywhere. All you need to do is fill those cracks and crevices. Well, that's where the sustainable wood filler comes in. Gaps, they're gone away. Now it's time to sand the floors and then vacuum all of that dust up. Next up, staining the wood. Look at how rich that makes the wood look. Typically, we wait for the final coat until just before the homeowner moves in. That way, any small scratches or paint splatter can be buffed out. Not only do these floors look great, they are ready for the daily wear and tear.
Coming up, picking the perfect paint. My wife says eggshell, I say off-white. She says flat finish, I say satin. Before we call the whole thing off, let's call the pros at 5 Star Painting. Jennifer gets the advice she needs to make the right choice for the colors in her home. And later on, we'll show you what R.S. Andrews found while cleaning up the duct system.
Dirt and debris has accumulated in your system.
Trusted Renovations is sponsored by All Phase Home Services.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. My investigation shows home energy savings begins with All Phase Home Services. From blown-in and spray foam insulation to a solar-blocking radiant barrier, All Phase delivers real solutions to slash your utility bills.
We're committed to providing you energy-saving solutions and great customer service.
I've not only done the research, I actually installed a radiant barrier in my home, and my power bills were cut in half. Start saving today with All Phase Home Services.
Your car's transmission has 800 pieces. That means there are 800 things that could go wrong. And when something does go wrong,
there's only one place to go, AMCO.
We're the transmission experts with over 50 years experience rebuilding and replacing transmissions. AA, MCO.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell with TrustDale.com. Lots of shops claim to deliver. My research shows AMCO is the hands-down choice for transmission repair and total car care.
When it comes to who works inside your home, you can call their plumber. Or you can call your plumber. You can call their electrician. Or you can call your electrician. Because let's face it, you have to be comfortable with who is doing the work for you. And these are your guys.
The most comfortable call you can make, Mr. Rooter and Mr. Electric.
Chuck is buried under a mountain of debt. He's considering bankruptcy, but will he qualify? Can he keep his house and car? Will creditors sue him? Will they finally stop garnishing his wages? Luckily, Chuck called Clark in Washington, Georgia's largest bankruptcy filer. They'll handle all his paperwork, counsel him on strategy, and attend all court hearings right by his side. Schedule your free consultation now at CW13.com or call 770-488-9300.
Joining us now is Scott Specker with 5 Star Painting. Scott, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So you guys did a lot of painting up there.
We did.
I have to see a lot of different contractors come through here because we had so many working on the project. Tell us a little bit about what you saw when you got there and what you did for our project.
Yeah, we did a lot. So we painted the whole inside, and it started with kind of her needs. So we sat down with consultation, and we actually still have our notes from when we first met with her. So, our first thing was to identify the age of the home. It was an older home.
What were the conditions of the walls when you got there?
It looked like it had been painted a lot previously. So there was a lot of miswork in the past. So there were a lot of drips. Some of the drywall work was not being done, or was not done properly. We also had to identify the other contractors that were coming in and understand where we fell in the process.
Right. Boy, that was a circus, huh?
It was
trying to orchestrate everyone in the right order. Talk to us a little bit about when you saw the walls and you saw the existing drip marks and whatnot. The prep work is so important in having a pristine paint job. Talk to us a little bit about that.
So important. So you have to try and have a perfect wall. Customers want perfect walls.
Sure.
And perfect is a difficult word because there is no perfection, but we do make it look better. So we did actually sand the walls. We did actually try to recondition them. The trim also had drip marks on it quite a bit, so we tried to remove as many as possible before we would come on and either prime and then come over with a top coat of paint. There were also drywall holes all over the place. She moved some electrical work, if I recall. So we filled in a lot of holes and made it so it looked as good as possible.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you a question. I noticed when I did my initial walkthrough as well, and I kind of think we did ours pretty close in the same time frame. As a contractor myself, I see a lot of doors that maybe are painted with oil-based paint and maybe not latex. Talk to us a little bit about what we saw up there and the proper way to address those.
Yeah, so we had to do a test to see if it was latex or oil over that. We identified which one it was and then applied the right material, and it did the right prepping to make sure that the new paint would stick onto the substrate.
Right. Tell us what happens if you don't apply the right material.
It'll scrape right off. So the painters that have been around 20, 30 years will go up and do the fingernail test. So if they can scrape it off, then it was an issue.
It's the telltale sign.
It's a telltale sign.
Absolutely. So
tell us a little bit how we came to the colors in the house.
Yeah, so that's usually a process. Color is very, very important, very emotional in a decision. So it's someone's home. They're going to stick with it for a while. So in our first consultation, she wanted a color similar. So we talked about somewhat of a match. We do have the ability to do that. Sherwin-Williams has the ability to do that.
Okay.
So we can take a sample of the house, bring it into the store, and get a match. She had 2 colors that she liked. I believe we went in with 2 different samples and had her pick them. She wasn't married to the brand of paint that we use, but more to the color.
Okay.
When we do that, or when we hear that, we typically try to stick with the brand that they come in with a swatch with, because they'll have the best match.
Absolutely.
We did end up using Sherwin-Williams Velvet. The Velvet.
Now that's a newer line, right?
It is. Well, the Velvet is a new sheen, so it's between flat and eggshell. Everybody's trying to find that perfect sheen that's both flat and hides imperfections, but also is washable. So Velvet is a new one that we've been using within Super Paint. Our
washable is a big deal for walls.
It's a big deal when you have little kids, when you have dogs. So it's a big deal. If they don't have any idea, we do offer free color consultation if it's a larger project. And we'll take that decision and make it much easier for them. So it's still their decision. Our consultant will actually come out and work with them, work with the colors that are in their home currently, make sure it's a good fit.
Sure.
And really, we always say it pulls the color out of you. There is a color in you that we want out.
But you know, I have found too, the selecting a color is not quite as easy as it sounds.
No, it's very difficult, especially gray. So grays will turn either green, they'll turn blue sometimes. So gray can be, it's very popular, but it can be a difficult color to put on the walls.
How does a potential client get in touch with you?
Easiest way is go to 5starpainting.com, just enter your zip code, and you'll be assigned one of the owners, and they'll come out and take care of you.
Okay, and that's 7 different sections in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so we have one in Northwest Atlanta, we have one in Marietta, Alpharetta, Roswell, Lawrenceville, McDonough, and then in Douglasville.
So you've got the perimeter covered. You've
Yes.
got it covered. Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, thanks for being with us today. We appreciate
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Trusted Renovations.
Frugal kitchens and cabinets. Life happens here.
Creating the perfect kitchen in just 5 days just got easier with Frugal Kitchens and Cabinets. I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Frugal Kitchens is proud to announce the grand opening of its 4th Atlanta location in Atworth. To celebrate, they're offering $2,000 off a complete renovation. Plus, visit your local Frugal showroom for a chance at even more savings.
Frugal kitchens and cabinets. Life happens here.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell with TrustDale.com, and this is my home. Like a lot of people, I used to climb my roof twice a year and clean out my gutters until the day I nearly fell off. No more close calls for me, so I did what I do. Investigated covered gutter options, compared price, quality, and guarantees, and purchased LeafGuard. I could tell you why LeafGuard is the best value on the market, but I'd rather show you my real research at LeafGuardResearch.com.
We had a clogged toilet one weekend with a house full of company. We couldn't fix it. So, because TrustDale.com does real research, we went with their recommendation. It was Superior Plumbing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I could tell you how great Superior Plumbing performs, but guess what? Their competitors say they're great too, whether it's true or not. I've done real research, and you can see it, plus how they solved Kim's problem at SuperiorPlumbingResearch.com.
Here's a little secret that can change your life. You can make serious income as a heating, air conditioning, refrigeration tech. But first, you need to get certified. That's why ICT provides nationally recognized certifications as a part of your training. You'll become part of the ICT family that cares about your success, including helping you get a job when you graduate. But you have to take the first step.
My research shows you can succeed with ICT. Call now. Welcome back, everyone, to Trusted Renovations. Have you ever had your home's ducts cleaned? If you haven't, here's a heads up. The muck that builds up there puts dryer lint to shame. Joining me now is Thomas Kitchens of R.S. Andrews. His team cleaned out nearly 40 years worth of muck from Jennifer and John's ducts. Thomas, what was your first impression?
When we first got there, we did an assessment of their ducts, and we found out that the duct system had never been cleaned before.
Never. Been almost a half century.
Yeah, it had never been cleaned.
What does the duct system do? How does it function?
It's attached to your heating and cooling system, so that's it's the air that you're breathing day in and day out, but it's also how you're getting the heat as well as your AC inside your home.
Okay, so how often should you have them cleaned?
On average, you should have it done about every 3 to 5 years, but you know, a routine check or your maintenance your service provider will be able to tell you exactly who's going to.
And it's important to your family's health.
Absolutely.
Previously on Trusted Renovations, R.S. Andrews updated Jennifer and John's entire HVAC system. How much does dirty ducts affect a home's heating and cooling costs?
You could, if the ducts, like in her home, she was probably losing anywhere from 10 to 20% of her actually efficiency just because of the dirty ducts.
Just because of the filth in the ducts. Wow, it's important. So later in the show, we're going to watch the R.S. Andrews team clean the duct system. Thanks for joining me, Thomas, and we'll catch up with you later.
Thank you.
You bet. Now let's catch up with Jennifer and 5 Star Painting's color consultant.
Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? I'm Kristen with 5 Star Painting.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, no problem.
And you're on time. That never happens. Thank you so much.
Oh, try really hard.
Thank you.
So I'm really excited. You've given me some background of some items that you want to do in the house. Okay. I know you want to tone down your colors.
I do. I was just looking at this wall. It has a real yellow undertone to it, and yellow is something I can't live with. It brings back bad memories from childhood, you know, bright yellow bathrooms.
Yeah,
and things.
Yellow's kind of out. We're going with more grayish, more neutrals. The color you're looking at is the Woodrow Wilson putty. It's a great color. It's very neutral. You can do grays and beiges with it. It'll go great with darker floors. Yeah, it's a great color.
It's great. It's got the brown undertone to it. One question for you. With getting away from the yellow undertone and going for this beige undertone, I don't know if you're aware, but we're changing the stain color of the oaky wood that's out there, and it's going for more of a brown color in the wood. So this will go better with the...
Oh yeah, that'll be great. I think your woods will pop out greatly with that.
Wonderful.
And it'll be cool because you can accent with any of these warm colors, pillows, throws, rugs, you know, and later on you can do an accent wall with something a little, you know, that'll pop out a little more.
I like this too.
That'll be beautiful.
Wonderful. Now the trim, is it going to be an off-white or a creamy white? Or
It's going to be just a hair off. We want to do one coat. I had it matched.
There is one question I have for you. When I've done painting, there's all different sheens. And I gathered this is a matte. That's what I was looking at before you came. And I'm thinking, other than the yellow undertone to it, it's a matte paint. And I know that you can do a satin or...
Well, there's flat, there's matte, there's eggshell, there's a low luster.
Oh my goodness.
There's velvet, there's satin, there's semi-gloss, there's gloss, there's high gloss.
Well, you lost me totally. I knew there was flat and satin.
Matte and flat are kind of close.
Okay.
Eggshell, satin, low luster, kind of the same thing. It all depends on the brand of paint, and the you know, eggshell and satin are kind of interchangeable through different companies. One thing you remember is the higher the sheen, the easier it is to clean. So your trim gets a lot of abuse. Kick plates, baseboards, it's easier to do a semi-gloss or a gloss because it's easier to clean.
Okay.
Bathrooms, you always want to have an eggshell or a satin or a low lust because water beads up and doesn't absorb and leave watermarks. Okay. If you have little children or if you have grandchildren, I recommend in rooms an eggshell or a low luster because you can go around and you can spot clean.
Yeah.
Flat is wonderful for really high, tall foyers and formal living room and places that you look at but really don't go in a whole lot because it does hide all your wall imperfections, your major nail pops. Jennifer, I'd like you to meet your painter today. This is Roman. Roman, this is Jennifer. She's the homeowner.
Hi, Roman. How are you?
We did bring a little bit of the paint that you've chosen. This is the Woodrow Wilson putty. Believe it or not, there is a dab on here, right here, that we did at Sherwin-Williams to make sure that the color did match, since this is a Valspar color. But I did bring a gallon so that we can put it on your walls and you can see how it'll look in this light. It's okay if we get started?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Roman. Go ahead and... So Jennifer, I wanted to show you that I just had Roman put a sample up on the wall next to the white. You'll see that it is not quite as yellow. And what we'll do is we'll get this and let it dry, and then we'll put another one in the hallway where it's a little bit darker, and you can see the difference. The color appears with different light. All right, so you see here it looks a little bit different because of the lighting. Now if you change your light bulbs out to a soft white versus the golden, that'll even change the hue again.
I see what you mean about the different, being a darker hallway, how it's shown up differently here.
I like to have my customers, when they choose a color that maybe is out of their comfort zone, to go in and do it in the dark corner and do it in the bright room, and then look at it at night, look at it at the daytime, so they can see that it does change with the light, and make sure that they like it.
Well, you can see the difference. You can see it up here, but more so here.
Yeah.
Is where you're seeing the difference.
Yeah.
So here's the bottom line. There was a lot of painting going on at the Trusted Renovations home. 13 rooms, 10 closets, and a long hallway. They covered the walls, ceilings, and trim throughout. Plus, since there was an oil-based paint used on the trim previously, they had to do extra prep work with a special primer to ensure the paint wouldn't peel away. Top that with Sherwin-Williams premium velvet paint, consult, and labor. The total cost is $6,419. If you think dryer lint's bad, wait till you see this monster-sized ball of dust hiding out in Jennifer's duct system. We'll show it to you when we come back.
Our air conditioning went out in the middle of summer. It was hot, it was sticky. We went to trustdale.com because they do real research, and we decided on their recommendation, which was R.S. Andrews. They gave us an offer, and it was exactly what we were looking for.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Look, there's a right way and a wrong way to hire a heating and air company. For more research solutions and to see how they fixed Megan's problem, visit rsandrewsresearch.com. Whether you're planning that home improvement project or you just want to be a smart consumer, having a sound financial plan is essential to both. To talk about that is Phil Calandra with Calandra Financial Group. Phil, how are you?
Good, Dale.
What is investainment?
Well, investainment is a term that you've coined as we've been on radio for some time now, and it speaks to why the news media, I call the noise media, is trying to hype and sell things to you all the time financially.
When they're selling things to you, they're causing what we call churn. What's churn?
That's the notion that in the financial services industry, the product is being focused and it's being commission driven, or it's being sold over and over again.
Which makes money for the investment folks.
Right.
What's a better route to
Well,
take?
the better route would be sound financial planning, focus on strategy, and focus on the outcome that you and your family are trying to accomplish in your retirement planning or your financial independence, rather than picking products and trying to follow hot stocks and things of that nature.
You can learn more about Calandra Financial Group at trustdale.com.
My husband and I were falling asleep when we heard a scratching noise in the ceiling above my bed. I knew it was squirrels. So I went on trustdale.com because I know they do real research, and I went with their recommendation. I called Breda.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I could tell you Breda Pest Management is a rock-solid, family-owned company that delivers, but their competitors claim to be great too, whether it's true or not. The difference is I've done the research, and you can see it and how they solved Marnie's problem at BredaPestResearch.com.
From a crack in your home to a wet basement or a demanding foundation challenge, Engineered Solutions of Georgia is your answer.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. You can trust Engineered Solutions of Georgia.
With over 35 years of experience, ESOG is your waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, and foundation repair specialist.
We always appreciate the opportunity to provide you with a free estimate.
And we guarantee each job for the life of the structure.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've done the research. For honest roofing service, you can trust ARAC Roof It Forward. Customers not only get an excellent roof that exceeds industry standards, but with the Roof It Forward program, ARAC donates a portion of every dollar earned to help fight childhood cancer.
They did our roof, our gutters, they did a new dormer on the front of the house, and we had a wonderful experience, and I would definitely recommend them to my neighbors and friends.
Roof It Forward today. Welcome back, everyone, to Trusted Renovations. If the idea of dust bunnies and a brush full of hair makes you queasy, you may want to hide your eyes because Jennifer's ducks are getting clean for the first time in nearly 50 years. And saying they were a little messy is a big understatement.
When we come to a home, the first thing we like to do is get a sense of how the ducts actually look. We have a specialized camera that we can send down into the duct system and really see what it looks like down there. Jennifer's ducts were pretty dirty. Not the worst we've seen, but all this dust and debris that builds up on the inside of the ducts can contaminate the air you breathe. To get into the duct system, we use a special pressurized brush system that we can send deep into the channel, where the bristled brushes will loosen the contaminants and debris back to our HEPA vacuum system. Once it's done, you can see how much dirt and debris has accumulated in your system after years without cleaning.
So when RS Andrews came out, I was shocked, firstly, at the dirt that came out of the ducts. I couldn't believe it. But the most interesting part was there was a couple of books stuck up in the ducts. One was a very old Dr. Seuss book. So I assumed that they were old books anyway. So that was interesting. I've kept the books. I've dusted them down and kept them. They're part of the house. But to imagine them being stuck up in a duct, that's not so good for the air conditioning.
We've had a really busy day today.
Yes, we have, and we've checked a lot of items off the list, including installing new hardwoods in the dining room and refinishing the existing floors in the hallway and the kitchen.
And Jennifer's made some real tough decisions on paint color throughout her home. Nice job, everybody. Next time on Trusted Renovations, kitchen cabinet transformation. We'll show you the latest trend that gives old cabinets a stylish update and may save you valuable renovation dollars.
Plus, more maintenance at the Trusted Renovation House. This time it's the chimney.
And watch as a coat of paint brightens up the exterior of Jennifer and John's home. I really like when I hear the words kitchen renovation and saving money in the same sentence.
Well, yes, and wait till you see these faux finishes. They're fantastic.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
I'm Gina Townsend.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on Trusted Renovations.